Hello and welcome to Runkle of the Bailey. My name is Ian Runkle. I'm a Canadian criminal defense and firearms lawyer. So I've got some channel drama on my hands, folks. And that's because I put out a video recently where I looked at a statement from GWACS Armory and I talk about all the things that I think are deceptive or misleading or just wrong in it. And as it turns out, that's basically the whole statement. But somebody in my comment section was really mad about this. Really mad. And I thought that was a little strange because first, my comment section tends to be pretty chill and pretty sort of positive. So that was a little odd in and of itself. But GWACS Armory is an unusual company to go to bat for here. They used to make AR-15s and they haven't in some time. And lots of people make AR-15s. And GWACS Armory also, like, they're not the inventor of any sort of specific AR-15s here. They were putting out the CAV-15 Mark II using molds that they bought from another company. So this seems really strange to be ride or die about a company that has been defunct for some time. It seems to me that would be a little bit like being ride or die about like a convenience store that used to be down the street 5 years ago. You're like, I will defend their honor. That's weird. So that's not enough on its own, but I went and looked at Sinistral Rifleman's Facebook page, and I saw some interesting other stuff. First, it looks like the Gudgel clan has been going around posting reviews, and I kind of suspect that they weren't buying this stuff. And then the username on this particular commenter is Jack the Aviator. And there's this picture of Judd Gudgel aviating. So yeah, I've got my suspicions that Jack, can I just call you Judd? Will that save some time? Now, I can't say I'm 100% certain, but this is my suspicion. And Judd, if this is what you're up to, you should talk to your lawyers about this. You should let them know that you're doing this so that they can charge you more money, because they will not be happy about this. But and, I'll just say, in fairness, Judd, if you want to get your voice out here, send me a message. I'll bring you on. We'll talk about this. But I might as well give you a fair hearing. I'll bring up your criticisms here and we can go through those. And I will note that there's a lot of comments posted and they get really repetitive. So I'm just going to pick one comment that really illustrates all of the criticisms there, and we'll look at that one. And that's this comment right here. It says, it would be nice to see a video on this subject that isn't a propaganda piece put out by someone with an agenda. How much is KE paying you for this breakdown? And what makes a Canadian lawyer an expert on US gun law? At the end of the day, all the gotcha points you're making concerning FFLs and employees and ownership has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that Fagan sold the intellectual property to GWACS and then just decided he was going to start pumping out the same product. He is a scam artist at best. All right, let's address that. So first, the whole thing about me being Canadian, because he's got several comments where he's got Canadian in all caps. Well spotted. I only indicate that I'm Canadian in the first 5 seconds of basically every video ever. So good eye, points for that. And the next thing is, these aren't issues of subtle points of US gun law. These are issues of what is actually in the contract you signed and how does intellectual property law work. And intellectual property, the fundamental concepts of this, are pretty similar between countries because we all do business with each other and we kind of harmonize our laws for that. So things like just what is a patent is not a subtle distinction between nations. So this is not a strong point in terms of a rebuttal. But I mean, hey, you're welcome to, get a US lawyer to say I'm wrong if you can find one who is willing to put their name to that. And maybe who isn't your counsel for reasons we'll get to. Next thing is, how much is KE paying you for this breakdown? And you know what? That is a fair thing to ask. That is 100% reasonable. And in the interest of full transparency, I am going to go through and I'm going to itemize not just how much I'm getting paid by KE, but I will also tell you how much I'm getting paid by Sinistral Rifleman, Russell Fagan, Sean Nealon, Brownells, And you know what? This is going to be real fast because it's zero. I'm not getting paid anything from any of these people. I don't think any of them have ever sent a super chat or a super thanks. And I'm not asking them to. I'm just saying if they have, I'm not aware of it. So the answer is zero for all of those groups. And if you think that I'm doing this for, just for likes or views or whatever else, I can tell you I would get a lot more views if I was attacking In Range TV. They're a big channel, and when you're a big channel, there's going to be lots of people who like you, but also lots of people who dislike you. So that's where the real, money on this would be. But no, what I did is I looked at the court documents and I looked at what was going on and I said, this is sketchy, this is weird, and let's talk about this because this is interesting. It's certainly interesting to me, and hopefully it's interesting to my viewers because I'm not done on this one. There's going to be more videos because we're going to have some more discussion on some of your interesting theories about, trade secrets and how those work. Because, yeah, there's only so much ranting I can put in one video. I got to split those up just for the sake of my spleen on this one. So let's get to the sort of main criticism here, the one that, is the real key thing here. You say that Fagan sold the intellectual property to GWACS and then just decided that he was going to start pumping out the same product. And I'm going to say, you idiots, because you don't have a patent. There are no patents here. And patents are the things that prevent people from making the exact same product. Because if there is no patent, then anybody can make the exact same product. So you bought all of the intellectual property relating to that, none of which was a patent. And so you can't wish a patent into existence. If your lawyer told you that as part of this, deal, that nobody else on the planet would be able to make the Cav 15 Mark II, then your lawyer might be the person you wanted to sue, not KE and Russell Fagan and all of them. Because that's not the case. If you don't have any patents, then I can go and buy, a used Cav 15 Mark II out there, cut it in half, run it through a 3D scanner, generate my own molds, and start knocking them out tomorrow. And so can Russell Fagan, so can anyone else on the planet, because you don't have the right kind of intellectual property to stop them from doing that. And this is something that should have been basic diligence on this, but there's no patents detailed in your sales agreement. Your sales agreement doesn't say you bought a single patent, and there is no reason to think that you would have a single patent on this. There just aren't any. So, yes, why you think that nobody else can just start pumping out Cav 15 Mark IIs is beyond me. Like, literally beyond me. And in terms of, trade secrets and all of that, you guys have... Yeah. So, if this is indeed you, Judd, I am seriously concerned about your notions of what you thought you had and didn't have. Because again, the proper people to sue, if that's what you were thinking you were buying, is probably your lawyer for getting all of that wrong. And this, and I'm not giving Mr. Gudgel legal advice. Certainly I don't think anybody would reasonably assume that, but I will specifically disclaim that. But this is one of the problems with using the same lawyers in multiple things, is that sometimes you might have a lawyer who goes, I think that there might be a bit of a conflict of interest on this one, because if the original lawyer drafted a bad contract or in some way got Judd confused about what the effect of this deal would be, then that lawyer might have liability. And then in this second lawsuit with KE Arms and so forth, that's kind of, the lawyer has an interest in eliminating or protecting themselves against the liability on that first issue. And that's a problem, because the lawyer really needs to be able to focus on your issues and not on their issues. So, if this is in fact Mr. Gudgel, and that's my suspicion here, um, I am really concerned about sort of what these comments say about what's happening here. So anyway, let me know in the comment section below if you think I might be jumping the gun on this one. This is kind of my hunch, and some other people in the comments have had the same hunch. But yeah, he's I'm sort of real nervous on this one as to what it means. Please like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to see more comments or more videos. Please leave a comment. You too, Jack or Judd or whoever you are, you're welcome to comment too. Yeah, this is just a head shaking moment if my hunches are correct. Anyway, thank you for watching. You can also support this channel via Patreon. I've got a link in the description below. And I want to thank my Patreon supporters at the $50 level, Canada's National Firearms Association, the CCFR, and the Canadian Shooting Sports Association; at the $30 level, Sights and Arms Limited; and at the $20 level, Mark, Jane Babe and Luxor, Haywire, Dale Nesbitt, Cameron Johnson, Andrew Elsich, Vicky. Thank you for, and I'm not sure if I said at the $30 level, Sights and Arms Limited. Thank you for watching. I hope this has armed you with knowledge. See you next time. You too, Judd, because if you're checking these out, I'm guessing you're going to be a hate watch, and that's perfectly okay.